Greetings, I'm Gary and just want to talk about dyslexia in writing. I'm not a medical person, I'm not an SEN teacher. I am a person who has lived with dyslexia for all of my life where it's been diagnosed as a condition. Not that I really class it as that, it's just something that's me. And I like to write and tell stories, invent stories. And I just thought I'd go through a few bits and pieces that I have found useful over the years to help me get the hang of things. It's where to start, isn't it? We'll start with the basics. One of the first things they tell you in storytelling is not to be repetitive with words, phrases, always using the same thing. And it sounded like thunder on the horizon, and you keep repeating it. Or he walked, and he walked, and they walked, rather than picking other words like shambled, trotted, ambled. These are all great words. But if you get word blindness and you can't think of the word and you can't even see it in your mind, which is a common thing with dyslexia, you might get frustrated, and it just makes it a lot harder to write down things that you want to write. So I found it very easy to start with just simply using the same word over and over again. One, I knew what the meaning was, I knew the spelling, and I could just simply repeat it. Now, some days that word becomes blind to me as well, and I'll go with another one that means the same thing. And when I say word blind, it just disappears from your mind. So you know the word exists, you know how to spell it, but you can't picture it in your head to write it down on the page or type it into the computer. It just doesn't exist for that moment, because dyslexia says, no, I don't want that to be there, and it gives you another word. Or you'll sit there and think, yeah, I got it, and I'll write it down. And then when you read it back to yourself, it's like, why did I put that word in there? It's because that part of your brain that associates the word with its appearance has decided to put a different word in its place. And you can't tell, not until somebody else reads it or you listen to it back. So I find it best to stick to simple words, put them into the computer or on the page, and then afterwards go through the document, find those repetitive words and look them up. And there are so many tools. You have the synonym, I can't even pronounce it. Words that sound like the word you want. Words that are the word you want. Sorry, not words that sound like the words you want. So, walking, strolling, ambling, bimble. I like bimble. Bimble's a good word. And you can replace the words that you use over and over again, and that's how I personally deal with it. So I am constantly changing the words to something that sounds about right. I hope that's been of help to some people. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to keep doing these. Share with your friends, those people that have dyslexia. It's important. If you've got stories in your head, just write. It doesn't matter how bad you think they are. Someone out there is going to enjoy them. Even if it's just you, you're going to write them down and you're going to go back to them and you're going to love it. Have fun, people.